Hi, welcome to the Golden Leaf project. These are some that I've made, all using gold and yellow threads. This is part of the Lace Guild's 50th Golden Anniversary, the UK Lace Guild 50th Anniversary. And the project is they are going to be decorating a cape with lots of golden lace that members have made. So as a project, the Zoom group that we run on Bobbin Lace Along is creating a joint project which involves making lots of these little leaves. And because gold thread, not real gold, not for me anyway, metallic threads, special threads, fancy threads can be quite expensive and you often don't get much on a reel. I'm also doing the economy version of a little golden leaf. And I will just start off very simply with, first and foremost, I'll zoom out. This is a pair that I've wound. As you can see, there's white thread actually on the bobbin, and in the middle there's about 5 inches, if that, of actual gold thread. This is an offcut that I would have normally thrown away had it been white or another common colour, something like that. But instead I've tied the ends to white thread, and the white thread has saved me all that use of gold, so I can hang those around there. And another way of doing it is to this is what I did do, wind a lot onto one bobbin, and then all I'm doing is doing the economy at that end, because all I need to do is have enough to go from the top to the bottom and a little bit. So if I move that so that that gold thread is below there, that's the only distance that I need. Same on this side, but when this side has worked and I cut it off, I still got all the rest on the bobbin to tie another extender thread on. This is quite a common lace maker thing. Obviously in some laces like Honiton, you're doing a lot of threads in and out, and when the olden days the thread would have been at a premium, so you would have used some of these tail ends. I'm using an ordinary thread to do the back and forth. So I'll just pop that on a temporary pin just to start myself off. Very simple, this one, nothing too fussy. Again, one side wound with tons and tons of thread, the other one with enough that I think will do the piece. And this is a very simple one. I'll just be going back and forth. I'm not doing half stitch with this one because that would mean that I lost the gold thread as a worker. Now as I come across here, tension my worker up so that it comes across, I'll just pop another thread in. Another one that has got a tie on it. So all I need to do is make sure that I have enough to go down the length of the leaf on one, extend the gold half, extend the white bit, just enough to do the job. By the time you've paid postage on all these fancy threads, especially if it's just 1 or 2 reels, it can get quite prohibitive to treat yourself. So another one on that side again, just enough, we're calling it. It probably only needs 1.5 inches, but I'm going to be generous and give it 2 inches there. This is a nothing fancy leaf, bit of back and forth. It doesn't matter which side you add them on. The gold thread is very forgiving. This is the Gutterman Sulky Glitter thread. I don't know if it's, if I zoom in maybe you can, unlike an actual gold like a lame, I've got a lame here, lame thread here, and you can see it's a very definite gold thread, but very delicate, very shiny, very delicate. It's a flat thread. This is a wound thread, and it just has that glitter in it. So it is actually quite a strong thread because it's a polyester with glitter, so it will actually take tensioning. Trouble is it's it's a bit of a rough, coarse thread, so you can't do a lot of fancy pulling through. That's why I'm choosing to do something, not use it as a worker. It doesn't seem very willing as a worker. It wants to drag on absolutely everything. Just chuck another one in on that side. Again, just enough to go down. You can see that I've just drawn the shape. I haven't actually put any dots in. I'm quite used to doing this, so I just put them equidistant. You could very easily, I'll just get this one out of the way. If you wanted to, you would have something like a torchon pricking or something like that, or a back and forth, something that actually gives you an idea of how far the dots are, and you could simply put them, and you would want them either opposite or zigzag. It depends if you're going to go zigzag or whether you want to go back, one down, straight across, one down, straight across, one down. Either way, you get pretty much the same feature. On these tiny things, you can experiment, of course. So how many have I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. I'll throw another one in because we're not yet at the fattest bit. And I do have a lot of these little spare ends to use up. I'm just simply hanging them round a pin and cloth stitching, twist. Nothing fancy. The Gutterman thread, this heavy gauge thread is forgiving because you can't really see. So I've got even number there. So what I'm going to do this time is, because I'm reaching the fatter bit of the leaf, I twisted a leaf there, I have, haven't I? There we go. I've done 3, so I'm in the middle. I'm going to put 1 twist on and carry on. I'm not going to add any more. If you find that you're doing this and your threads are all going in the middle and leaving you with, let's see if I can make it focus. Come on, focus camera. There you go. And you find that you're getting a long loop, what you can do is when you come back in, just tie a simple overhand knot and just gently snuggle to the pin and carry on. Right, that's my 3 made. It hasn't made much of a difference there, but it will hold that right up tight to the pin, and that's how you would avoid having these little loops. So I'm going to put 2 twists on in the middle this time. The more twists you put on in the middle, if you start at 1, 2, and then do lots of 2s, and you still find that it's not pushing the threads to the outside, put 3 twists on in the middle. You don't need them there for long, because it's not long until it starts coming in again. So this is just round the belly. I'm just putting its buttons down the middle of its belly. Beauty of these leaves is that you can make them in all kinds of colours, all kinds of weights, use all your thread ends up, and have a little folder full of different coloured leaves, and as you get to the end you'll see how easy they are to join to other things. And we're coming in now, so I'll just do 2 twists there to make it gradually ease in. Coming back along. And then I'll just carry straight across, no twist at all, so that it pulls in towards the bottom of the leaf. And you see that that centre vein starts to close up. Now what I like to do to make these nice and snug at the bottom is there are a lot of threads here, but as they're coming tighter, I start to make the distance between the pins shorter so that it's more of a tighter weave here, which makes it easier to throw out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw out on one side. I'm going to take the second and the fourth. And you see how little thread there is left on there to throw out. So I'll throw those out. And on the other side I'll do the same thing, taking the third and fifth. And there's a lot on those two. It doesn't matter when you're throwing out because they only need to do this tiny distance. So I'll weave through those again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting my pinhole much closer to the one before so that it really tightens up that weave. Tension, tension, tension. You could leave it with the same distance apart pins, but you would have to start throwing out earlier and it could create gaps. This way, these are only tiny pieces. This is a secure way of doing it. And I'll throw out another pair, I think, so I'll use the second and fourth from the left. That's my favourite one to throw out from. Really tight in there till I've just got a few left. Pull these up out of the way. Tension, 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 tension. Just another one back again. Twist, twist. Put one in. Coming to the point now, so I'm just going to throw out 2 more. Again, one of them is practically out already and the other one is a full bobbin. It doesn't make any difference which you do because you basically don't need many more from now, so I'm just going to go across once and then we make the stalk. And making the stalk is easy. You just lengthen your threads, your worker threads, tie an overhand knot at the end there. Make sure these are snuggled. The knot is snuggled right up as high as it can go. Choose your longest, but I'm going to use this one because I may as well use this up. And simply start whipping it. And to do that, you just pick all them up in a bundle and go under and make a half hitch knot. Pull that, let that go right up to the very top. Make sure it is at the top. And that wants to be nice tensioning. Whichever way you do it, it's effectively a buttonhole stitch if you're an embroiderer. If you're a sailor, it's a half hitch. It's probably got other names. It does the same job. It's just a little decorative stitch. You can, if you wish, go round and round and round and put a hitch in every fifth, which gives you a smoother stem. But I like this one because it gives a little ridge along the stem where all the actual knots lay in a line, and that does tend to make it a little bit stiffer. This is just a little bit of stalk at the end of the leaf. You can go on as far as you like. I think I'll call that enough. So what I'm going to do on my very last one is I'm going to go through, but instead of going through once, I'm going to go through twice. So it's a double hitch and just get that up to the top. Sometimes it's called a surgeon's knot, but that just gives it that bit of extra. I'm leaving this long. I'm cutting these off short in a little tuft for my purpose. And this is the thread that I'm going to use to sew this leaf onto the branch with the other leaves. So I need one long ordinary cotton thread to do the sewing, so that's how I'm leaving that. And if I take out the right hand side, I can actually get the threads and trim them off really close to the leaf, using my scissors sideways so I don't cut into the leaf and the thread comes off without leaving a trace. Take that off, and there we have a little leaf, tiny little golden leaf, and you can just see the vein through the middle. See if we can get it to focus. Come on, camera, you're usually really good at this. Ah, there we go. You can just see the little leaf, and it's got its little pin ends here. I can't remember which is the right side now. Which is the one I did the knot on? I can't tell. There you go. That's a little leaf ready to be sewn onto the Golden Cape project. You can put more bars in the middle. You can do them with a angle and some half stitch ground. You can do half stitch and cloth stitch on the same one. There's another, that's one done in a lot more gold, and it's just a bit of fun. Okay, that's the how to make a leaf without using much thread and save all your bits. Okay, bye for now.